All right, all right, all right. How is everyone doing? My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and of course, today is the day that we are going to do some painting. Actually, I do a little bit of everything. There's nothing I won't try, but mainly drawing. But of course, we also do a lot of painting. And today we're going to paint this lovely little covered bridge over a frozen lake. Kind of neat. You know, I live out here in Pennsylvania, and we have a number of these. And I didn't grow up here, but they're fun to drive and check out. Well, also let me show you what's going on too. This was a company called Hippie Crafter, and just being straight up with y'all, sent me an email and said, hey, would you like to evaluate some of our products? So they sent me, they gave me a list of the ones that I could choose. So I've chosen these watercolor pencils, this watercolor tablet, and then these watercolor brush pens. So I'll probably be doing another get together trying to use these brush pens. And that was it. They just said, hey, we'll send you the stuff, and if you could just test it out, give us your thoughts. That's what I'm doing. So I'm not being sponsored or anything by that. I just want to be crystal clear with everybody. So anyhow, we're using Hippie Crafter, and I will put a link for you to get those supplies if you want to in the description as soon as we're done. But let me switch screens just for a quick second. You know, if you're brand new here, first I'm going to ask you to please like the video, and then let me know in the comments if you like using watercolor pencils or traditional watercolors. Just type in watercolor or watercolor pencils. All right, I'm curious to see how many of you like using one or the other. But I do want to jump back here. This is just letting you know, this is another class that I have called the Canvas Crew, and we get together twice a month and do a painting, a watercolor painting. So I'm going to put a link for that class right now in the comment section here in the chat. So if you're interested in signing up for that, our next class will be tomorrow. So that will be our second painting of January. So check that out. I will also put that in the comments when the video is over. But let me show you some of the pieces that we've done in that class, and then we'll get right to work. So over Christmas, we did this lovely door. As you could see, I didn't finish this one over here, but this is what we did here. Last one we did was these lovely mushrooms, and I've seen some of your work that you've put out there. A while ago we did this lovely country road here, and maybe a month ago, we did this barn. You see two pictures here because when I teach my class, I try and recommend everyone to paint it twice. We do two pictures simultaneously. So this gives you the added practice that you can, if you mess something up on one, you have a secondary to try things out on. So that's what we do. This is from a while ago. This is a scene in Greece, I believe, with bougainvillea, and that was beautiful. This is from last month, I think it was. This was also from that's nice. This is also from last month, bluebirds, all right? And then this one was from maybe 6 months ago or something like that. It's cut in half because my wife already took it. She took it and framed it, and it's in the house here. So anyways, I just want to show you that stuff. Sign up for the Canvas Crew. Like I said, we meet twice a month, and it's a lot of fun. So okay, so then let's get right to work here on our picture. I do have you know what I should do? Let me do this for you. Let me bring up the reference. Where am I going to? How am I going to do that? Let me just think here. I think I just posted in our Facebook group. So let me go there and get it. Here we are. There's my announcement. There it is. And let's just take that and put that over there. All right, we're in business now. I'm gonna that is number 47. Okay. Oh, there we are. Brilliant. That worked. All right. Oops. Let me grab this file here. Yeah, so doing this now, I never used watercolor pencils before, so it was a interesting experience, and I have to say that it's something that I want to try again and see how it would work out. I found myself trying to mix the paint and after I put the marks down, I was trying to mix it. And I don't know if that's the best use for it. I think it's really to more even it out or to give that watercolor look. I mean the amount of colors you get, and I'm assuming this is the same for any set that you get, but this thing was filled with three layers of colors. So to be honest, well, I'm always honest with you. It was a little, it's like, oh, I like my life simple. I like it simplified. So having all the colors was a little bit of a challenge, all right? All right, let's come over here now. And let me show you what I did because, when we are, yes, Betsy asks if it's tomorrow. It is, oh no, Betsy, it will be on Saturday. Saturday will be the watercolor class. I thought today was Friday, my bad. No, it's on Saturday. We meet the first and second Saturday of the month. All right, look at this. So what I did to help me understand what was going on with this, whenever you're painting a structure, getting the right shadow, getting the right value for your shadow is key. So in what I did here earlier, I took the pencils that I kind of that I was leaning to and sketched up one side, and then I added darker value. In this case, it was mostly this dark black. I just put a little shade of black on top of it and then added the water to it, and it got a nice, this looks pretty good. So I'm going to do some light mixing, but nothing like I would do traditional watercolor where you would layer this stuff up on top. So we will be doing that in just a second here. Another thing too is I was using my pencil sharpener to sharpen these things up, and it just was chewing them up like unbelievable. And so what I ended up doing was, because it was just grinding through trying to get a good point, I ended up just using a traditional, right here. I used a traditional sharpener, and this thing cut through them like butter. So that was a little new experience that I had. And I think that's all I got to say right now. When you work with something brand new, any type of medium, you always are going to go through a learning curve of how to use that medium, whether it's oil or acrylic, and it just takes, really, you gotta give it a month. You gotta give it a fair shake before you abandon it. So this was my first painting using the this was my first painting, and we'll see how we do today with it. I'm a little more comfortable and all that good stuff. All right, I'm yakking. You're all like, Kurt, get with the painting. We didn't tune in here to hear you yak, right? Let's see, did I say? Yep. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And my last little bit of an advertisement that I'll say, and this is probably most important, is if you're looking for a community of artists that we get together and we work really hard to encourage and uplift each other, man, you should join our Facebook group. It is remarkable. I mean, really remarkable. And I will put a link for that in the comments. It's also in the description as well. Okay, let's tape these. I'm just using masking tape here. This is 2020, and on, just so that you know, on their paper, on the watercolor paper from Hippie Crafters, this was too like this will tear up the paper a little bit, whereas the other paper that I usually use, the Arches, it doesn't do that. So, but the price point is completely different between the two, so I wouldn't compare them. But so far the watercolor paper has been great. I had no real issues. All right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my pencil here. Okay, so I'm going to start right here and put my ruler right up here and come on down to 7. And then I'm going to come over here and put down 7. And today I'm just going to paint one painting. I'm not going to do 2 paintings like we usually do in the Canvas Crew. All right, there we go. One painting will work fine. All right, so then we're going to make this 5. So we're doing 5 by 7, 5 by 7. So I'll put a little marker there, a little marker there. That looks pretty good. Use this as a straight edge maybe. Actually, that's probably not square. So we'll go the old-fashioned way. Just come in. I've got 4 and 3/8. 4 and 3/8, 4 and 3/16. That doesn't look right. Let's see, that's 4 1/2. There it is. Okay. Another thing, I wish they could do this, and I don't know. Again, this is my review of these products, so I'm just saying. I really like it when they make it block, where, especially watercolor, where the edges are all kind of glued down, and that's the way. Where am I? Yeah, right here. This is the way that this Arches pad is. It's all taped down on the sides, and I don't know if that makes it far more expensive in the process of manufacturing, but I find myself like it will catch. So I'm actually going to take a little piece of tape here and tape the corner up. There. Now we're in business. Okay, got 5 there. Almost there. We're almost there. Okay. All right, there it is. Woo! Exciting. All right, let's get right into this here and see how we do. So I'm going to start off with a. I don't want to go with total black. I'm afraid that when I did my first painting, I used a I used a mechanical pencil. So I think in this case, I'm going to use one of theirs. This is going to be Payne's Gray is what I'm using. It's Payne's Gray is kind of a blue gray. It's a cool gray. All right, it's a cool gray. So that's what I'm going to use, because when I come back and watercolor it, it should all blend in very nicely. All right. So let's establish, I'm going to establish right firsthand where my horizon line is. And it's not really the true horizon line, but right here where I'm pointing, see this road that's coming down, and it's going to come all the way across right about there. You see where I'm coming out on the other side. So if I look at my page, I'm going to come down right about here, and it's almost horizontal, perfectly level. So let's do that first, and then I'm going to get the sides. I'm looking for the most outward sides of this covered bridge. So I'm going to come over here. I'm kind of guessing it's going to be over here a little bit. It comes below. I'm going to paint this a little bit darker so it shows up in camera. In fact, let's see. Let me zoom in on this. There we go. All right, great. All right, so we're going to draw the bridge first. So make sure these are vertical. Let's come all the way over here to the far side now. This is not the corner. We're going all the way to the far side, and I'm going to be just about like this. Okay, now this is dead center right here, but of course that's not true. The corner is going to be much closer to this side over here. So we'll just put a line in just like that. All right, this is the hardest. This is going to be the hardest part of this drawing. Now, this roof line right here. This roof line is. Should I put a little advertising over here? This roof line is parallel, so just you can get away with it, kind of going straight, just like that. But now this bottom one is really key. So if I come right here, right, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm like this, you see? With this being parallel, this means that this is exactly at eye level. Let's come up here just a little bit and straight above it, don't mark yet, and push this in just a bit, right about there. At that mark there. And then this is going to be the roof line. So we want to angle this just a little bit, because this, just something like this maybe. All right, I'm gonna extend this out just a little bit. We're gonna get this. This is the hardest part, getting this perspective right. But let's get this right, and then you're gonna really enjoy your drawing. All right, from right here, right, we're gonna come down just like this. Look at that, boom. And then as far as the entrance goes, now this is important. Watch this trick here. I'm going to from right here, I'm just kind of guesstimating here. This is kind of the angle that I'm going to come up, just like that. And this line here is going to continue straight across, just like this. Okay, from corner to corner here now, very lightly. You might not even be able to see this on the camera here, but I'm just gonna come up. Oh, you can see it, and I'm gonna come up here. Now, what this is doing is it's showing me the center of this square. Let me show you what I mean by that. If look, here's our paper here, and I'll use my carpenter pencil to show you what I mean. If you have a square like this, and I want to find the dead center, all you gotta do is make two straight lines, and that will give you the dead center. Well, if this thing is in perspective, watch what happens. If that wall is in perspective like this, okay? Now I might think like, well, the dead center is going to be right there. That looks about center, but that's not in perspective. In perspective, it's going to be right there. You see the difference? And this will change. If we don't get this right, it's going to really manipulate. It's going to throw you in the wrong direction as far as your building goes when you are drawing it in perspective. So there's my square. And from right here, I'm just going to come straight up just like this. Straight up just like that. And so this ends up being lined up perspective-wise with the peak, with the corner right here. But this roof is going to extend out just a little bit further. So we're going to just kind of guesstimate right about there. That's where we want to go. And I kind of want to follow this angle right there. Boom, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then this is going to come in just like that. That's where we're at. It's hardest part. Okay, let's go ahead and draw. We're going to draw the opening as long as we're here. And I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. There's the opening there. That'll work. It might even be a little bit larger. And then it has this flag pole that's coming out. Slight S-curve. We'll pretend like there's a nice... You know what? There isn't a breeze right now. We're not going to do that. So there's my flag right there. Nice big flag. Let's see. I haven't tested to see how well this erases. That's not too bad. When I go to erase, I like to, by the way, when I'm especially working on watercolor paper, I like to use a brush, a dry brush, because I don't want to get my oil from my hand as best I can into here. So let's come in here, and I'm just going to use an eraser and kind of erase some of these inside parts that I don't need anymore, my guides. And remember, I always say that a good drawing, a good watercolor starts with a great drawing. So that's why I push learning to draw first before you start doing any of this extra stuff. Because I don't want you to get discouraged. And if you do a bad drawing, then your painting is not gonna help it. It's not gonna help it. So remember that a bad painting will look good with a good drawing underneath it, but a poor drawing, I don't care how good you could paint, Well, that's not true. But a poor drawing is not going to help you with your poor great. What am I saying? I'll tell you what I'm saying. I need another cup of coffee. All right, great. We got that. Now let's go get the rest of this done. So I'm looking right down in here now, and I'm going to get this. There's like this foundation. Look at this foundation, and the snow is cutting into it. You see, just like that. Over on this side now, look at the brick area. The cement area here is almost halfway, just like this. You see, and it's coming down here, and it's coming here. And I forgot we got this window. Now this window is halfway. So what we're gonna have to do is let's do the same trick we just did. We're gonna do a light X. Light X. All right, and there it is right there. There's the center. That's what we're looking for. Oop, this bottom part should follow this right there, and this should be, there you go. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Now let's, I'm coming right here. This is going to be the snowbank, and we'll just, this is not flat. It's kind of coming around. So there's a slight curve here, just like that. And then if I come over here and down a little bit, this is where this other bank is. You see, right? Let me show you. Oh, look at that. Man alive. That's awesome looking. All right, so this other bank is in front of this right here. So we gotta kind of come in here, and it's lower. I'm using landmarks here. It's lower. It's closer to us in that corner. So we're right here. And on landscapes, you have a lot of leeway. So if you don't get quite, could you possibly turn the volume up? I sure can. How about that? Is that better? How about that? All right. Okay. Hopefully that will work. All right, here we go. So we're just going to overlap that just a bit. All right, so that's going to be that snowbank over there. Let's come back up here and finish this side right here. This road, you see this road coming in here? This road is coming in just like this. And then up here there's another snowbank coming in just like this. This is in the foreground. This is way in the background here. And then you've got this huge forest of trees. So just come over here right now and we're gonna use our pencils to fill this in. So I'm just kind of getting the overall shape here. Let me go a little bit darker here. And what's great is using this Payne's Gray it will all blend out when I add water to it. Okay, let's come over here now, and we can still see the tree. Great. We're going to come down right about here. Maybe it's right about there. And this is going to come up. This is that other bank across the way. Just like this. Let me move my paper over a bit. There we go. Because we're going to draw this tree right now. All right, so look at the distance from here. Let's get our proportion right. The distance from here to the edge of our tape, and look at that in the picture. So this tree is coming almost like this. All this area here is going to be this big old tree here. So I'm just going to kind of come down here. Look at that angle. And he goes right into the snow here. And then, so this is almost vertical, but then I'm going to come in with a slight angle. Look at that. Slight angle here. And then I'm going to come shoot straight back up. So look at, when you're drawing trees, I'm not drawing them like this. Okay? We're not doing that. You want to come up here like this. Now watch now. All right, there's that. And then you might come down and then you get this one. You see? So you don't want to make this, you don't want to mirror this. You want to make it off center just a bit. So there's that branch coming down here, and then there's this branch. And you have to like concentrate when you're doing trees. If you don't concentrate, what will happen is you will make everything kind of even out, and that's what you don't want to do. So it won't look natural. Okay, so we got our big old tree right there. We'll hit up these branches a little bit later. Okay, so we got that. Let's come down now and get the bottom part here. Let me open this up here. All right, let's get the bottom part here, and I'm gonna look. There's this big block. Now watch this. I'm over here. Let's make sure that we get this angle right, and the way we get it right is we come all the way across here, and look where it's entering the picture. Right there. You see that? So let's come in here, put a little mark. Now we got something to target. So I'm just gonna come across the page just like that. If I'm drawing a road, or I'm trying to if I'm trying to draw a road, I will always look to see where it's entering the picture and where it's leaving. Now look at this snow blank. Now we have this blank snow bank here, but you can see in the picture there's like it crests. It comes up with a peak. So for right now, I'm just gonna put a line. Look. This is going to help remind me that it's going to peak right along that line there. And I've purposely made it so it gets a little bit closer here, and it's a little more further away down here. You see that? All right, let's get a couple more objects in here. We've got, look at the negative shape right in here. This is where the water is, the snow is not fallen. Look at this shape here. I'm just going to kind of come in here, and then this icy path just kind of comes up like this. There is some bushes here. So let's get the top of the snowbank back here. So I'm coming up, and it goes down. In the far background here, look at that. You've got this great line of trees. Let's put that in as well here. So we've got this nice line of trees way back here. You know, in some ways you're kind of making your own coloring page, and now we're just gonna fill in everything in, so it gets easier. All right, these twigs that are coming up, we'll do those. We'll do those when we're coloring the whole thing in. We've got this over here. This looks good. We've got bushes that we'll put in. Anything else? We got trees back here. I think I'm good to go. Oh, here's one more. Let's come back here, right where my pencil. There is a. We can see the bank in the distance here. See that? We can see the other side of the bank of the river back there. Let's put that in. Okay, you ready to color? Let's do it. All right, so what I like to do first is I want to get some of my dark values in. If I get my dark values in, I'm going to feel better about myself. All right, so for my dark values, I am going to, I've got darker, let's see, what is this? Van Dyke Brown I've got, well, Payne's Gray is a little too gray. What's that, black? I love the black. What's this one? Cold gray. All right, I'm going to use the cold gray here, I think, to start off. So I'm going to drop in my darks here. And what you want to do is color it in, but I'm going to hold this up to show you something. You see how it's the paper, the little specks of white are showing up in here. The water, when we add water to it, that will fill in. So you don't have to scrub down or anything like that. I'm going to put a little black on top of that. All right, let's see what else we could do. Let's drop some black into this window as well. Careful of your edges. If you're not confident with what you've drawn, pause it. Pause the camera, pause the video, take a look at it, and take your time with it. Get it right, because you'll feel better about yourself. Okay, so now I've switched over to this cold gray color to get this stone surface here. So this is all we're going to do here. We're just coloring now. We've got a solid drawing. We don't have to fix anything because we got it down. Okay, we got that. Let's see now. Dark, dark, dark. All right, I got the cold gray here. Okay, I'm going to use this Van Dyke Brown. All right, it's a dark brown. I'm going to just go in here to my tree and do a light. I'm going to fill it in right to the edge there. When I get to the tape here, I don't want to hit the tape because it will like lift it up. So I gotta come in from the outside here. Oops. What happened there? My picture. All right, so I'm just coloring it in right now. Back here behind this tree, you have some more trees. So look at this. I'm going to start kind of just filling in now. When we come in here with a paintbrush, it will definitely make a big difference. I've got this background here. Let me see if I have a lighter brown in this set of the. Okay, let's see what we got. One thing this little tray was a little pain in the butt. I don't know if when you. I guess you don't leave them in this container as you are working, but this tray was yeah. So you probably have to take them out somehow. Okay, I've got this yellow ochre deep, and I'm just gonna. Ooh, that is yellowy. I'm gonna fill this in back here, and I'll probably add a second color on top of that because it's a little too yellowy for me. So let's come in here with a little this Van Dyke brown again. I'm just gonna put it right on top. Okay. Okay, let's come over here. I'm gonna keep moving my way across. Now this I found this to be a little challenging, this area over here, because I want to leave white spots for the sky to come through, but then the texture of the paper is also adding white spots. So we'll just do our best here and see what happens. I'm kind of thinking of the trunks that are coming down, and then this is so important. This edge right here on this covered bridge. Get a nice, super sharp edge there. There even looks like there's some green back there as well. Dark green one here. Like a olive green maybe. What's this? Green medium. Yeah, this we'll add a little bit of this. I'm going to add a little bit of this back there, so when I come in here with a brush a little bit later, those colors will blend nicely. All right, next let's get some of these forward trees here. If you on this bank over here, you see these trees that are coming up. So I think I'm gonna go with black on that one. Cold gray, that would be good too. All right, we'll go with cold gray. Okay, so this tree right here is gonna be starting right here, and then it's going to extend way. Where is it extends? Look where the window is. It goes straight up from the window, and it's leaning over just a bit. So when I do it, I'm going to start with just a line, so I know of the general direction my tree is going to go here. And when I draw trees, I always do this sort of thing. I will think of the tree in segments. You see that? The trunks you could do, the main trunks you could do is one, but then it's not too long after that you'll get in these segments. So I want you to think more of of branches. Okay, so here's this is our tree right here, and we can make this a little thick there, but then it's going to get thinner and thinner. And I'm going to sharpen my pencil because I need a nice sharp point. Yep, so I'm just going to bring in some branches off this big guy here. And then, of course, in the background, you've got a whole bunch of trees, right? So let's just keep it, let's just come in here. There's one. Take your time with it because this is, you could even fill this in with a little bit of value here. Once again, go super sharp. Super sharp on that. Bring your value right up to the edge of that roof there, and make sure you have a nice sharp line there. By adding a little bit of value like I just did there, this gives like the idea that there's all kinds of little branches, and all those branches are working together to fill it in just a bit. All right, let's come down here and look at this. Let's get these branches coming right out of the snowbank here. And all I'm just doing now is just looking at the shape. What's the shape? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the shape down. Once we do like one pass with a watercolor, we'll come back and hit this up again. All right, this should also be pretty sharp right along in there. Okay, well, as long as we still got our pencil here, let's come down here and start to add some reflection. So look at me, I'm just kind of going back and forth, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to get some reflection. The way that you do it is like, look at from here to right here. This is where you get into the water area. So you want to mirror this. So if I kind of mirror this, it's going to be like this. Okay, got some value back here like this. Look carefully. Don't jump the gun here. Just dropping in where I see these values, and I'm thinking more of like, oh, what's the shape? Okay, still going here. Okay, I'm going to add another Oh, I don't want to use that one. This is the 16:9 one. This is good. I'm keeping a pencil sharpener nearby to keep my point nice and sharp. When I was testing these out, I wasn't sure if I should be like regularly. If I was doing this with watercolor, I would use a brush to create these all of these branches, but I don't think that's the case. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think if I run my brush over this, it will get the desired approach. Now this the way I've drawn this up here. It looks like a bundled mess. It's just there's nothing back here that's standing out. Where if I look at the picture, there's a tree in the back there that is like, hey, I'm the boss back here. So let's make sure that we taper one of these, and then we'll come up here and drop another branch out, maybe another one down here. Okay. Oh, that's better already. Okay, I'm going to come back in here and add a little bit of darker value. We've got branches coming all over the place. Don't be afraid of the darker values, eh? I really don't like this color I put back here, but hopefully that will go away, right? All right, let's keep going here. Let's see now. So I tested out here. What number is this? This is number 23. Did I have 23? Okay, so this is 23. That looks pretty good. But I think this is too bright. So let me look at my reds here, see what I have. What's this one here? This looks good. Scarlet. All right. What does scarlet look like? Okay, I think scarlet. I'm going to go with scarlet there. This little sheet, if I didn't say it, what I'm trying to do is try and get the right value to make a nice shadow color. So this doesn't, when I draw like this doesn't help, but more like this, because this ends up looking like the side of a cube, you see, a square. So I can get my mind to start to get a feel for what's going on there. This is scarlet. This gives me an idea of the red that I'm working with. Make sure if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm going to come in here now with this red scarlet and get it nice and tight here to the edges. First pass, I'm just going to have an even tone across this whole thing. Okay, there's my even tone across it. Now I'm going to take my black, and I don't know if this is the way to do it, but this is the way that I'm going to put a little black over here on the corner. All right, and then when we add the water, it should sharpen it up nicely. Okay, using my Scarlet now while I have it out, I'm going to come in here and draw a little reflection down here in the stream. All right, what else is going on? All right, we're going to get our base colors, and then we'll come back with some of the smaller twigs after we get that. All right, let's move over to our snow now. Let's move over to our snow. It looks like we're just over an hour. All right, so I'm going to come in here with a light value. Start off with an, because all of this, there's that. And I'm going to add a little purple. There's a little bit of purple in this. So I'm just going to drop in a little purple on top. All right. I sure like to say all right a lot, don't I? let's put a little blue, not much, into this roof here. And I think we're going to end with that for right now. And what that means is we will get together again tomorrow. We'll do part 2 tomorrow at same time, 1 o'clock. So tune in tomorrow for part 2, and we'll do another hour. And I think then we will finish it up tomorrow. But this is a great start. I'm not going to work anything more on mine. I'm going to leave it just the way that it is. Oh, what color was that? That purple blue? That was, hold on, let me see here. Violet, I think that was, boy, all three of these, Shelby, are pretty close. So that was violet, blue, light, okay? Violet, blue, light. You also have ultramarine blue and violet blue. They all have that blue purple. Oh, for the snow. First thing I put in for the snow was this one right here. This ocean blue, this light blue, okay? And I just kind of filled that in, and then I followed up with a little bit of that purple there. All right. Okay, so tune in tomorrow. I will post a link in our Facebook group. And if you're not part of our Facebook group, I will post it down in the comments as soon as we're done here. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, but painting as well. All right, go out there, make your day great. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't touch it, just